Hey! Hello. We. Oh. Oh, hold on. Hold.
Thank
Hang
you.
on.
What's up, Dan?
I think now everybody can hear you. I think it was only me that people could hear, but now I think everybody can hear now.
Oh, they just
Well,
saw
did
us
you
here.
hear that?
Hello.
We were just flailing.
It
We're
was
just talking
flailing
all
around.
about the baby hands
Yep,
Hello.
and the baby foot, you know.
baby foot.
Get that
I
shit
don't
out
know
of here.
why. I don't know why these are like the color of like Cheeto Man skin instead of regular skin. But
Yeah.
You're suffering from
You
eternal
just gotta
Cheeto
get
finger.
some bronzer,
Cheeto finger.
Ty.
Yeah, you gotta airbrush your
No, I
baby
can't.
hand appliances.
I gotta make them more the color of a dead person, which here's a fun story to start this with. There was a long time ago that I was using alcohol-based body paint to match a prosthetic to my skin tone, and because it was all FX paint, it was like weird names, not normal names. And the one that matched me perfectly was the one titled Dead Flesh.
That's
Oh,
Okay.
This is a self call out post.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
for
my
tonight's
god.
stream. So,
Dead
but
flesh,
yeah,
that's
I
perfect.
didn't see who gave me the DM's accomplice because I just opened the chat to watch as you guys give everybody things. But thank you for it. We're gonna go ahead and get tonight started with some introductions, and then I'll end like last week with Dan so he can go over our announcements because he has all the most up-to-date pertinent information. I just have things up to date as of last night when I heard them on our stream. So, but yeah, I'm Cheesecake Panda. I'm running this stream. This is a Lovecraftian stream. So I'd like to give a disclaimer at the start of this because I'm terrible at remembering in the moment to warn anybody. Like I give my players a heads up beforehand if I think something might be a problem. But I'm bad at remembering that for our lovely audience. So for all of you there watching tonight, just know that this is a little spooky. It's not nearly as bad as a lot of Lovecraftian things get. You know, we're not going hard into like the deep mental things and any of that kind of stuff. But if there's any spooky themes that tend to bother you, you know, like we sometimes have like some blood that shows up, sometimes a little bit of body horror, some things like that. Just so that you're mindful. If it's something you got to step away from, I will try to remember to throw up a baby hand when it's coming so you're aware. And then I'll throw up another baby hand when we're done, you know? It's gonna be throwing them hands all night
It's
long.
like an airport.
Yeah.
What
through security.
a perfect way to have warnings.
Yeah. Next way through.
Runway style.
Security.
Because it's also terrifying.
But yeah, tonight we're gonna do a little bit of some mind games, but nothing too serious. So just so everybody's aware as you're watching to keep yourself safe, and if something's bothering you, just mute us for a little bit. Just pop out. So, but
I'll
anyway,
still love you.
yeah. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go through our lovely players here. I'm gonna make Crash go first because I want to see who she's chosen to talk about this week. If it will be herself or someone else.
Oh,
Didn't give you time to pull someone else up.
haha.
You did that on purpose.
Okay, fine. We'll come back to you.
How am I
Maddie.
supposed to be funny?
Hi.
Hi.
We'll come back to you. How about that?
Okay.
Hi, guys. It's Maddie.
Hi,
I also
Maddie.
don't have someone else's bio to read, so I will just tell you about myself, I guess. I'm Maddie. I do cosplay. I play Delphi. She's Trickery Cleric. You should start worshipping Ozolith too. And I'm a little sleepy today. I'm not gonna lie. I could nap right now. So, apologies in advance for all of the yawning. I'm not bored of the game. I'm just a sleepy girl. That's all. No Taylor Swift updates. Actually, she's gonna do a collab on the National album, which is very exciting. The National includes Aaron Dressner, who helped produce Folklore and Evermore.
All right.
Check them out.
Ooh, good
They're also gonna have
vibe.
Phoebe Bridgers on a couple songs, which I'm also excited about. That's all.
Rad.
All right. Ellie, how about you? How you doing?
Sorry, I got distracted because Irish gave me a compliment. It made me happy.
Aw.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I play Maura. She is sharp-dressed lady, so I wore a tie. And I'm Ellie Open D&D on Instagram right now because keep D&D open. That OGL, I'm gonna go fight it. I don't have a bio for anyone. And
Who do you
so
play?
I'm Maura.
Yeah,
And then,
you are.
I have coffee so I don't end up sleepy.
I have tea,
It's
but
a
it's
good
not
little mug.
caffeinated.
I have
I have
water.
tea. It
How
is
do you
caffeinated.
do that?
I'm slamming
know.
down an energy drink. Man, I'm doing real good.
I
Did I
only
usually
have-
hold it?
Like,
I only have. Oh, I can pick it up with the baby hands. So I don't have. I have water, but I do have. This is a toy for the girls for when they're out. Because they're
Aw.
idiots and don't understand that this ball is not going to be removed from this container.
Aw.
They think it will if they try hard enough.
I love those little dummies.
You really are quite stupid. I know. Misfit, how about you?
I'm Misfit. I do stuff on the internet. I have actually recently, I've been talking about one of my biggest, most beloved tabletop RPGs called Starfinder. So if you do follow me, you're gonna get a crap ton of Starfinder stuff, which is exciting because it's a really cool system and everyone should check it out.
It
Yeah.
happens in space like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is sci-fi setting. It is big sci-fi setting. So
And it's an alternative for anybody who's wanting to try to learn
Yes.
a different system than D&D.
if you
so-
are looking to broaden your tabletop horizons, I do highly recommend Starfinder. It is made by Paizo. And if you
Yeah.
want to find it all for free, there is a website called Archives of Nithas where you can read through first edition, second edition, and the Starfinder rulebooks.
I'm debating wearing my Star Trek hat under the headphones. Oh, I probably just fucked up my hair. Shit, hang on. Keep announcing.
All right. Well, have
Doing
you had
great.
you had plenty enough time to be funny now, Crash?
Mm-hmm.
Are
Okay,
you
good.
prepared?
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Crash Candy Cosplay, alive from June 7th, 1958 to April 21st, 2016, more common known mononymously as Prince, was an American singer-songwriter, musician, and record producer. Crash Candy was the recipient of numerous awards and nominations, and she is widely regarded as one of the greatest musicians of her generation.
Wow.
She's known for her flamboyant, androgynous persona. Her wide vocal range included far-reaching falsetto and high-pitched screams, and her skill
That
as a
checks out.
multi-instrumentalist. And I
And-
play Esther, the Eldritch Sorceress.
I like how you basically
love
just said that
Prince.
you died in 2016. God. Okay, Dan, wrap us off with
Oh.
crispy gingerbread man, please.
Oh boy, crispy gingerbread man coming up. Hi.
Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's me. I play.
Oh, we're
You
gonna
can
have the
find
same
me-
energy as last night. Shit.
Oh,
You can find me at Dan DM James. I play Croustillant. He is a bard of eloquence. And
That's his class?
that's yeah.
I've been trying to figure this shit out.
Hey, he's a bard.
He
I thought he
is.
was like.
I thought he was
Okay.
a rogue. Or
I
like
love
part
D&D
rogue.
things where you could just look at a person and be like,
What
are you?
What
You're
are
just
you?
a guy. You're just a person.
They are my favorite. And yes, we got announcements. First and foremost, we got D&D streams happening all throughout the week. You're currently watching
It's
What Lurks in the Dark Wednesdays. Tomorrow we're gonna be having the Search for the Spellforge, I'm gonna mess up the name again. The redone
And
take,
Delver.
redone open world take on the Lost Mines of Phandelver, expansive,
did it.
huge D&D to its core, and run by the D&D wannabe Rob. So check that out. There won't be a Two Nerds play this Friday, but maybe picking up back next week. And as next week we go back to the following of the streams on Tuesdays for Mythic Odyssey of Theros, The Edge of Knowledge. D&D streams happening all abound. So tune in, check them out. Tons of fun. Best way to check them out is through the Discord, which is a great way to not only get connected with the community, but it is a fantastic way to keep up to date on all of the latest art, all of the latest information, all of the streams, all the cool giveaways, which, by the way, next week on the Theros stream, there's going to be a big old giveaway happening. We have these dope glass
It's
dice
over there.
set.
I would get it, but
And an
have to break.
amazing Greek Theros-inspired dice tray made by Crash Candy Cosplay, nonetheless. So tune in next Tuesday to check it out for the dope giveaway.
The
We also-
Discord, if you don't mind me interrupting, Dan,
Yes.
just real quick. The Discord's also a great place to find other streams. So if there are days where we aren't streaming here, we've got lots of friends and adventurers in the community who post their own streams on the Discord. So always keep your eyes out there to check out some other creators too.
And if you go to Fine Arts, I just did my second ever digital art work of
yeah.
Maura.
yeah.
Trigger warning, it's bloody as hell. But it's in the Fine Arts thing.
It's
and she's,
Unimus.
I based it off of the Black Adam like throne stance. If anyone caught that reference. The movie was trash, but the pose is cool.
Pose is cool. Dope stuff. Tuning in. And while you're watching these amazing streams, a great way to share some amazing moments that happened in the streams with members of the community is with our clip of the week. So if you are familiar with Twitch and the clipping tool, it is a great way to take a 2-minute snapshot. You can then edit it down to whatever time you thought was best. So if there's a particularly funny, dramatic, awe-inspiring moment that you want to preserve on the channel as well as to share with the community, go ahead and use that clip function on Twitch. Not only through week by week, our community will then be choosing the best clip out of all the choices and will earn a title in the Discord. Clip Master, I believe, is the title.
Master.
And so week by week, you can either keep your title, or if somebody else wants to usurp that, they got to get themselves a dope clip to share around. So
And eventually you all must meet and fight to the death. I
Correct.
keep pushing this,
It's-
and I'm waiting for it to work.
in the
I
small
would like to
text.
see it.
You'll have a tournament of kings and queens.
Oh, who makes the best clip?
It'll be like the Viking tournament that they have at like Viking festivals,
Yeah,
where like you pretend
yeah.
to kill each other, but you're not actually dead.
Precisely.
Or we'll do
We
the
will
one
give
where you have to
foam
like
weapons.
pick up a giant boulder and see who can carry it the furthest. I think that's like a Scottish thing. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry
They
if
do it
I'm
with
wrong.
Nice.
a tree trunk. No, they do that with
Oh,
an entire
they do it with the
tree
tree
trunk and then
trunks,
throw it
yeah.
and see
Right,
who
and then
gets
the
furthest.
fun
Hurling.
fact, not
Rose
to
it.
interrupt,
Games.
the guy
Yeah.
who played
It is one.
Rose it!
so the
Oh my
Right.
god!
little historical fun fact, that was based on like I guess there was a god that like was like the strongest god of all time and was able to carry it like a certain distance, and the guy who plays the mountain on Game of Thrones carried it further than the god
Yeah,
was
he
said to carry it.
did.
That's
So
pretty
he
cool.
He's a
beat
god.
Yeah.
So he's a god.
Yeah, okay, God.
He's a god now.
Already knew
He's
that.
a god
Nice
now.
to meet you.
Exactly.
God.
And a great way to do that
People
is by
meet-
making a clip of the week and posting it onto the community. So
Yeah,
if
but you like to be a weird
Become
god in
clip
various
god.
trees.
the clip
Keep your
god.
flipping finger, yeah, keep your. I can't talk anymore.
Beep.
Keep your flipping finger ready. 'Cause I remember in the original What Lurks in the Dark, Sam got that moment on clip when I put blood all over my face.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So
Oh
good.
yeah.
You got to be ready for those
I
dope
still have
moments.
a
And all
picture of
of
you
us being
holding
like-
up. I'm pretty sure it was
with
Vex.
Ori.
Or Ori
Ori
with
after
the blood just all
surgery,
over your
the
mouth.
blood
You're just like,
And then lastly,
Using her cone.
Yeah.
And unless we want to give some huge shout outs to several new followers to the channel. We have the Willowbender, Static Ether, Mr. Night Speed, The Void King, Greggles, Frosty Butthole, Damon Ulf. That's one of the names.
Don't worry about it.
A+.
Rain 929.
Run it back for a second.
Yaukanet. Rain 929, Yaukanet, as well as new subs of Rain 929, Moon Weasels or Tucker, Steadfast Samwise, and Dabs. For Raiders, want to thank Murder Hobos and Chocobros for all the raids, as well as Steadfast Samwise for the 300 plus cheers.
Yeah,
So
Woo, baby.
that is some dope stuff. So big shout outs to all of you.
Thanks,
great
pals.
stuff.
I'm going to give a fun little shout out too to our 2 community moderators, because technically I'm one of them, but I skimp on my responsibilities all the time. So instead, I have to thank one Irish Mac and one existential nerd for, making sure we rarely get bad people that pop into our feed, but if they do,
Yeah.
They go
We don't
fight
see
you
it.
Top of it.
physically.
yeah, Eric, the existential nerd, likes to call it the ban hammer. So,
I love that.
yeah.
They go beat your ass.
Hey,
And yeah,
so. Is that all of our announcements?
that's all of our
This is
announcements.
D&D
Maybe.
time.
Alright. Everybody got their dice? Everybody ready for D&D?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Got
at
little
that.
baby dice.
We're just
Potentially.
Yeah.
below time yesterday after talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Misfit, what is your favorite Pokemon? Because you're the only one on
Oh,
the screen right
yeah.
now who has not told us.
I am very partial to Espeon.
Excellent
Twins! She's my
Excellent choice.
second favorite.
All right. Well, with that great knowledge under the belt, we'll get ourselves started. Last week, we had a very productive session. You guys did a whole lot of stuff, to the point that you even told me you felt like you did a whole lot of stuff, which is always good to hear as a DM, considering I just sit here and say yes. But last week, our party woke up after having some unpleasant dreams, some not so great nights of sleep in some cases, to find that a hotel guest is missing. As they snooped around. Oh, my chair just rolled by itself. I have a ghost in this room. Cool.
It's already started.
Around the hotel, they began gathering different bits of evidence, different things that they needed to know to try to figure out what was going on. But came to the conclusion that the guest wasn't just missing, but rather she was fully gone. Thanks to what Esther had seen, as well as just some other things that Dahlia had found in the room. There was evidence that she never really even came back to the lodge after leaving. With all of this information in foot, particularly with a book about of folklore legends for the area that Croustillant managed to talk Jacques into giving him, into letting him borrow. They
Air quotes
got
with
some
my
ideas. Yeah. This is what you get. Fetal man baby hand. Anyway,
God.
with the books that Jacques was able to gather up, one of the big bits of information that they got was on particularly who their foe could be, who the locals happen to call a Baba Yaga. However, certain parts of her legend don't exactly add up to the typical Baba Yaga, leading some questions to be answered. After we had our lovely little break, they ran into town on some moose that they were able to borrow, some moosei that they
And
were
able to do
borrow.
donuts on.
Yeah,
Moose.
Maura was doing donuts on a moose named James. But they were able to borrow some moose that Zephy half-bullied Bert into giving you all. But regardless, we have moose now. We have Chester, or Chester.
Just there!
Just there.
Just there!
I love that so much.
You guys had a good time basically splitting up and trying to get different bits of information. So Maura and Croustillant both found a little place in which they were able to get a little more information on basically just protection related things. They got a bunch of like some protection crystals. They got some salts to put against their door should they want to keep things out. You know, they got some local information on things like that. Elfie happened to pick up information that seems to only really be bad people that seem to be getting taken by this
Yeah.
Valley, which doesn't quite also match the legends. But it's the information she was able to gather. And then our two performers, Esther and Dahlia, both went into a nice little tavern where they did some day drinking and also met a very excited gentleman by the name of
God,
JJ.
I love
I love it.
I love
Look,
yeah.
As we were ending the session, all of you suddenly began getting ringing in your ears. Bits of dizziness, headaches, unnerved feelings, as a voice crept through your head, saying, I hear you've been looking for me. And that's where we ended. Now, to start this session off, we're going to pick up exactly right there. Because we had some very bad rolls and some very high rolls, I don't want some to be completely stuck with one of those rolls. So, I would like 2 things to start this night off. Another wisdom save from everybody, because again, I don't want you to be stuck with a bad one if you got a bad one last week. I'm not going to make you...
I don't remember what I got.
You already got a...
remember.
That's also why we're doing this. The second thing, and I'm going to use one of my DM's accomplices for this, the second thing is I would like a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
And
okay.
I would like a perception saving throw. Perception is at normal. However, the Constitution, I will be using disadvantage rules because I can use that with my DM's accomplice because I want to use them because you guys paid for them. So,
Wait,
Is
so
anyone
we need to
standing next
roll
to me?
3?
Like
Three,
Yeah, so
3 rolls.
one at disadvantage.
Wisdom.
we'll start with the wisdom. So we'll go
Okay.
down
Okay.
the row. I'll tell you as
Mine-
we go, and I'll write
Cool.
down.
My wisdom's 13. That was what
Okay.
I rolled.
I got a
Loaded.
12 for wisdom.
Boy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
got
I
a
got a
dirty
9.
20.
Oh,
Wow.
lucky.
Like,
Wow.
well, I got a 10, but I got a plus 10 to my wisdom.
How do you have a 10 and I have a plus
Oh, wait.
0?
Is a wisdom check or saving throw?
Saving throw.
Okay. Is anyone standing within 10 feet of me?
Probably Croustillant is. I think last
Okay,
week
so
the
Croustillant,
reason
you
we
get a
didn't
plus 5
implement- I
on
think the
both your
reason we
saves.
didn't implement it last week was because he rolled a nat 1. So
Yeah.
we just went with it.
You're not gonna believe this.
Oh god.
Oh,
no.
My roll has not changed.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, okay, well let me write down the 1, just the big one. Okay. And Crash, what did you get?
Bum, bum.
9.
Oh no!
How do I have a plus 0? What happened to me?
Okay.
Oh.
Now it is the con. This is the at
I think that's worse than Deo.
Oh,
I don't know
boy.
nothing.
Deo. Poor little Deo.
He's
Iris,
growing,
you gave me
okay?
Inspiration, Crucial. So, if you would like to use that,
No.
you may.
For croissant.
I'm gonna let
Inspiration?
you give you an inspiration, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
Inspo for me.
So do I just re-roll because I rolled both of them? Do I just re-roll
I'll
one
let
of them?
you. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you choose. Like sometimes I'll just say if you want to use your inspiration to negate disadvantage, but I'm gonna let you re-roll because you get a
And
one,
you get a
so
plus
we're already
5
kinda-
still.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh boy.
Wait,
Esther
so what
also
else are
has
we
an
rolling?
inspo.
Is it plus 9?
And
Yay.
Is it plus
Plus
9?
5.
Oh, plus 5. Gotcha. Which makes
9
it...
would be
Okay.
really nice.
So,
Nice.
with...
You win.
Well,
To
with...
answer Maddie.
Yeah.
Oh, to answer Maddie, we're doing a wisdom, a con, and a perception, but because there were a bunch
Con
of
and
different numbers
con.
thrown around, this is the con that's at disadvantage. I just
Okay.
figured I'd go down
Okay.
the row and just let
Thank you.
everybody roll their 1 at the time, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh boy. Okay. What am I getting you?
Ouch!
Sorry,
Oh.
I'm starting this with math, everybody.
And Misfit, you
Oh,
also
you're
got
good.
an
This is
inspiration.
just gonna hurt.
Yeah,
thanks,
Misfit also has inspiration.
thanks to the
Yeah.
inspiration,
Oh, I'm gonna
as well
fucking
as
use that.
as well as Maura's aura, that puts me at a healthy my con save of 28.
Oh,
Not
get
bad.
it! Get it!
Oh, sorry, 29.
Oh,
Dang, even better.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
delicious.
You know, sometimes you win big,
Well.
and you lose hard.
I hear somebody say 12.
No.
I guess not. Okay. Misfit, what did you get?
I am re-rolling because I used an inspiration. Oh, that's a 16. That's so much better than what I rolled. My original roll was
Okay.
Nice.
Maddie, do you have yours?
Yes, I got a 14 for con.
14. Then I just need Ellie and Crash.
So, if it had been just a straight roll, it would have been another dirty 20, but I rolled a 1.
No.
I'm so constituted. What the fuck? I have an 18.
God.
If it helps, both of my rolls were single digits.
Oh, buddy.
It's another 9.
No.
Is it too late for me to use the inspiration that Sprinkle just gave me?
Oh, they're taking such pity on us.
Do.
We've got one other roll, which is perception.
We're already gonna meet
I'd
like
rather
max
have better
gifts
con than
before
better
we've even
perception.
started.
Yeah, we're gonna meet max gifts because of the thing Rob put in. We're gonna meet max gifts before we even...
Okay, so that's a 17 now.
17? Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather have good con than good perception.
I know I
Perception.
shouldn't complain because I know people are rolling less,
Do you want
but
to trade the two, or do
rolling
you
such
want to
averages.
take the 17 as your con?
17
have
as my
not
con, and
splendidly
then
Okay,
I'll...
and then you'll just roll a percent. Okay.
Yeah,
we're...
I'm like, I don't care if I notice things, it's fine.
That's good. We're about to go through some wild things. I don't mind if you guys.
Oh boy.
Perception?
Yes.
Perception.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Wow.
That's bad.
Perception.
Not bad either.
Oh
What'd you
boy.
get, Maddie?
A 16.
All right.
Go. Okay. I got a 15. Hey,
That's
nice.
not good.
Not bad. I am just gonna
Not
go
bad
down
for having
the
a
row.
0 modifier for some reason.
I'm just gonna go down the row of how I wrote everybody, because I basically just made a little list with your names and wrote your different stats here. So even though some of you did better, some of you did worse,
My
I'm just gonna
fucked
go down the
upness.
row and mention kind of what you're seeing. So to give everybody that
God.
same recap, we have two. We have Esther and Dahlia still in the tavern. We have Maura and Croustillant, who has just entered a cafe, with Delphi on her way there. Like, she's basically catching up now, like probably just
Yeah.
about at the door. So we have 3 that are roughly in the same place, 2 that are in the same place also, but they're split still. So I'm going to start, because I started writing Misfit's name first, so I'm going to start with you, Misfit. So for your wisdom save, you don't get any new effects added to the fear that you already feel.
Oh,
Just
thank
from
God.
hearing this creepy, weirdly sludgy voice in your head. Like, it sounds weirdly ethereal, but also like there's like a kind of
Like a
undertone.
gargly.
Yeah, there's like
Okay.
a weird tone to it as you hear it saying, "I hear you've been looking for me." You don't get any extra feelings, but you do still have the same element of fear. Like, you feel like something's right behind you, even though it's not. With your con save of 16, hold on to consciousness for a little longer than your companion does. What you happen to have, though,
thanks.
if you are losing consciousness, takes a few minutes. You at first start to get really dizzy, start to get really hot, which is odd considering it's so cold outside. Even though you're in a building, you're still getting cold air from outside. But you start getting very warm. The room starts to spin. And it takes about 5 minutes before you kind of lose consciousness. And as you are losing consciousness, you can hear the bartender gently going, "Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am," like just kind of shouting for you as you're slipping. The last thing that you hear, because you two are in one space and the rest are in another, the last thing that you hear before going out is somebody say, "I think they're staying at the tavern," or "I think they're staying at the inn. We should get them back there." That's the last thing that you hear as you're fading out. I'm going to jump to the bottom of my list really quickly for Crash, because
Oh, yay.
we're
Where I
together,
belong.
so we might as well. Go ahead and continue here. Your perception checks are all going to come after this. I just wanted to let you guys all roll them in one go so that we didn't have to worry about it after.
Yeah.
But Crash, believe your wisdom was a tiny bit lower than last week, but not by a whole lot, So it's not, you're also not getting too affected. If anything, you have more fear with it this time. So much as last time there was a curiousness. Last time you're not used to people being the one to delve into your head, whereas it's the other way around and you're delving into theirs. Something about that is a little unsettling to you. Something about the way that a creature who you've never seen, never met, is able to get into your head. This doesn't seem quite right, which brings a level of anxiety out with it. Not hard anxiety, just a little bit of kind of like the feeling you might have walking around a store that's more empty or something like that. Just kind of like a, ooh, this is weird kind of feeling,
Gosh.
You pass out fairly quickly, though, as this begins to happen. You don't have much time to dwell on the feelings that you have related to this encounter, as you're out pretty quick, and you don't even begin to hear that somebody's calling for you. I'll move to Delphi, because Maddie was number 2 on my list.
Oh.
So you had a very high wisdom last week, Maddie. I do remember that.
I did. I think I don't remember if it was a nat 20 or not, but it was something really high.
Really good. It was
and
really
I just
good.
rolled right down the middle today.
Well, regardless, where you felt calm and comfort last time, and especially feeling calm and comfort in thoughts of how this relates to Ozilith, suddenly you're not so sure anymore. You're not so sure that the people that have been going missing, it's quite exactly what you were expecting. It may not all just be karma, it may be something else, and that puts a sense of dread in you. It's a sense of anger in you that somebody would take something like karma, not fully abide to it, not in the way that it should be, at least. With a 14, you're able to take a few more steps towards the cafe, towards Cheeky's. You don't quite make it to the door, though. You're just grabbing the handle when you feel your vision fade and your feet slip from under you. And you hear a clatter as you fall, and you hear many people in the town square gasping and calling for help. Thankfully, Ellie and Dan, for your cons at least, you got the 2 highest. So we'll go with that.
Yay!
Weirdly enough, though, one got the highest wisdom, the other got the lowest. So, for Ellie, we'll start with Ellie. Maura does not feel any different. Last week, you also got a very high wisdom save on this. You do not feel different. If anything, you're starting to feel a little agitated that this person, this hag, this Baba Yaga, she thinks that she can just walk around, reach out to you, talk to you like this, when you have someone like Vec on your side. Like, what right do they have to make Vec nervous? They should be nervous of Vec and you. That's the feelings that you're getting. Like, you're beginning to get overheated, beginning to feel nauseous. Things are spinning around you, and just as you're turning, you can see Elfie. She slips off the door handle to the floor, landing in the snow. You're even more angry in that, seeing that something clearly has affected Delphi, even if it's not related. You don't know. You can assume it probably is. And then there's that feeling of, well, how dare this woman also mess with Delphi, my precious Delphi, how dare she?
Ellie will go
passing
fuck her
out-
up.
Yeah. And as you're going to get Delphi from the snow, you feel yourself falling too. Almost like somebody hit a slam right on the back of your head. You feel warmth burning down at the base of your scalp, and you can't quite figure out why. Before you can do much else, you're down. You're laying next to Delphi. I was going to say, you're down and you're next to Delphi. You're not quite out yet, but you have just enough energy. I'll give you this. You have just enough energy to pull her closer, just so that you have her safe. Because I know Maura would do that. Dan, that feeling of hunger is 10 times stronger than it originally had been, and it was already really strong. Which is unnerving, considering you hold on the longest for really passing out. You don't even get nauseous or dizzy. You just get hungry. You just get starving.
Oh, no.
As you're going to the front, trying to ask both for help but also probably just for your own needs of saying, do you have this? I need this. You see that she looks concerned with the fact that 2 people just passed out on her doorstep, but also you. It takes you a good 10 minutes before the feeling begins to fully lull. You notice as it's lulling with you, you're going with it. You manage to get yourself into a seat before you pass out, so that you're sitting upright and you don't fall on the floor, but you do still pass out. But you see the most out of everybody. You can see that people are frantically running around. You can see people out in the town square that are trying to find somebody to get help. You can see some ring move for you. And you have coming from the lot. You can hear people shouting.
So sorry, gang.
I'm just
I'm so sorry, gang.
last.
I'm so
did we
sorry.
I think we might have.
Freeze.
I think we've. But that's okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hold on.
If it freezes on me while I eat this piece of mango, I'm gonna unalive.
No!
Okay, we should be stable right now. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. We thankfully didn't fully disconnect, so I think I might have solved that
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
But because I was
Well, to give a little
coming back.
to our
Yeah,
audience,
to
I
give
have
a-
been fiddling with the computer as these network capabilities for a while, so I think I have it so it doesn't fully disconnect.
If it happens, just give us a sec. Usually we're able to get back on even if it does disconnect. So just give us a second and we'll be back. And whatever was missed in that short time frame, we'll let you know. So like we're not gonna just leave you with a blank spot. So like I think probably whatever was missed here was that you passed out like everybody else, but you actually heard people running for help.
Right.
You saw people trying to actively help all of you. You can see your other 2 companions in front of you out of it in the snow. You do not know where Esther and Dahlia are. But regardless, you can see people are frantic trying to find help because this isn't so common for people to, pass out on the doorsteps of cafes.
Aidez-moi.
Girls' night.
Yeah, Patricia also
I'm
was
kind
able
of
to,
picturing-
Ever been to a creperie? That's just what happens.
I was just like, God damn it, because last game, like, I got, like, paralyzed with one of those rolls, and, like, y'all had to carry me, and it was so hard, 'cause I'm a big bitch. These poor
Okay,
people are
it's
gonna have to
okay.
carry my big ass.
it's a village. It's a village, Maura. It's okay.
You get 6 of me and carry me like a coffin.
All right. I am going to go ahead and give the preferential flash of baby hand as we move into our perception checks, where you guys are not sure what's going on, but each of you wake up in a weird space that is definitely not where you originally had been. Weirdly,
Where
you
do we
can't
wake
see
up?
any of your companions. You all wake up in a very similar place.
Maura.
You wake up in what appears to be a forest stretching out vastly in every direction. You can see thick pine trees all over. It's weirdly gray, and the color seems to be sucked from the world. I'm going to start with you, Maddie. Just because, or actually no, I'm going to start with Crash because I'm actually going to go, wait. I was right. I'm starting with Maddie because I'm going in order of high to low. So I didn't write yours
yay.
down, Ellie. But what was your perception again, Ellie? Do you remember?
9.
Oh, 9? Okay. well,
It
then
was
never
under
mind.
10, but it wasn't like below 5. I know
Okay,
that.
well then never mind. We're starting with Ellie.
Oh, damn it.
Oh
And we're going to Matt. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You find yourself in this forest. You can very, very quickly tell that something is not right here. The main bit of perception that you're getting from this, as you're spinning around trying to figure out where you've ended up, you can feel Vex's hand on your neck. You can also feel it trembling just slightly, unsure if she's angry or something else.
I can do angry.
And you can also hear beats, cries, sound weirdly familiar to the people who you've been taxed to take out over the years. You hear people saying things like, "Me and the Saronis. I know I did them wrong, but just give me another chance." Or, this like, "Well, how dare you think you can take me out? I'm a better mobster anyway." You hear other people just saying, like, "Just give me a little more time. Just give me more time. I can get it. Give me more time." You can hear others saying, "I don't even know what I did wrong. Why are you here?" They're ringing around you in a loud cacophony. You can still thankfully feel that hand on your back. Daddy.
Oh, now I'm real nervous.
You all otherwise got higher. You all otherwise got higher things than in 9. So I'm sorry, Ellie, but
Oh, that's okay.
You didn't see a whole lot, but you heard things that made you very uncomfortable. So
Can I just say real quick, like, as I'm waking up, I was definitely palming the ground because I knew Delphi was next to me and, like, just trying to find her, essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the first thing Delphi does is call out to Maura and realize that no one's answering.
oh, I'm sorry.
Delphi, you find yourself in the same weird liminal space. Almost feels like it could be purgatory with how quiet it is. Unlike with Maura, it's completely silent. As you begin to look around, look one direction, nothing. Just more trees. As you're turning your head this direction, suddenly everything switches, everything fades. You find yourself in a dark room with an open door to which you can see Ozolith off to the side. You can see that familiar hallway you've been in before with him as he slumbers, and you can hear him slumbering. You're in a different space than you usually are. You're in a room far off, further away from him. And as you're looking around the room, you begin to hear a wet, trudging sound, like sopping footsteps that seem to be following you as you move. It takes a few minutes. As you look through a different doorway, you begin to notice it's almost like a mirror. Standing behind you, you see a dark, inky figure, glowing eyes. It just goes. 4. It's black again.
Oh.
Crash.
I have
We're on the crash.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
So good.
We're back in your same dream from the night before, except you are not seeing it through someone's eyes, but rather experiencing it yourself. You can see the feet running, they are not your own. You can see the red heels, the red dress, but you can tell that somehow you are in this form for the time being. You are running. You can hear heavy footfall, heavy thumps of what sounds like hooves behind you. And you watch as you begin to run for the forest line. See the trees shift on their own and encase, making a hard wall that you can't get through. You panic. Turn. Try to run the other way. Whatever's following you, it's getting closer. Gaining fast. Fast. You trip. And as you fall, you don't land on dirt. You don't land on the ground. In water. Same murky water you find yourself in often, but usually in a birdcage. Who is next? Dan!
The pit in my stomach is just like vibing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Like,
Okay, but in whose dream are we gonna see the Hat Man?
Oh, Hat Man Bunny. No,
I love the Hat Man meme.
Dan.
Mhm.
You.
Got disconnected.
Again, getting so cold. Begin when you were little. When you were younger.
So
It
sorry.
was so great and
I-
so fine.
Hold up, sir. We got
did we pause
disconnected
again?
again. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Okay.
It's always when I talk to you.
I have no idea why it's doing that. Okay. It should be back. Hold up. No.
Starting to.
I see to me.
Alright.
Why Why is
It
this
looks like-
happening?
We're all moving.
Friends,
Hello.
we should be good
What?
now.
Okay,
It
okay.
just can't handle.
You can't handle your creep.
Yeah.
The stream got scared.
You got
Just
scared.
can't.
Okay. Yeah, the stream did get scared, but we should be a-okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and get. You are also ones that play. Players and our audience know the least amount, which means if at some point with the two of you, as I'm talking about, you know, the things that you're seeing as well as the things you're experiencing, if you think it dips a little further into what you want known at the moment, just put your hand up and we'll move away from it, okay? So for Dan, begin getting flashbacks to the North Pole before you ever left. You know, you see yourself young, see yourselves with the other gingerbread men. And you begin getting that thought of I could be a food critic.
So sorry.
Gorgeous.
It cut out one more time. I'm so sorry. Let me do some
Things that
finagling.
you've been trying so hard and so
I'm
happening at how to make it.
So sorry. Yeah, let me do some finagling real quick and see what's going on.
We'll be there. We'll
Okay,
figure it out.
Hold on. That's not the right thing.
Yeah. The little white dot. Yeah. Let me tell our chat.
Oh, I was just writing that.
Why is this? I think I lost internet. What the?
It's the Hat
Hat Man, it's
Fucker just said
him.
it's the Hat. Fucker just said it's the Hat Man.
Please some of you guys have seen the shirt that's like, I don't take Benadryl because when I do, I see the Hat Man and I owe him money.
Oh, what's this?
Or the things where it's like, y'all think that living alone in a log cabin is like for a year or something is a challenge. You'd be seeing the Hat Man on day 3. I don't know where the Hat Man comes from, but it's funny.
I saw Sophie put up a thing that was like, don't tell me about your good things, tell me about your fears, or something like that, like a serious thing. And Sophie was like, yeah, let's go. And
The Hat Man!
I remember seeing one person's comment that was like, the Hat
No.
Man owes me money.
Oh, I
We've like fully
that one.
disconnected. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
No.
I thought I fixed this.
It's okay, we'll get it to work. And if
No
we don't, then we
problemo.
just figure it out for tonight. It'll be fine.
In the
Someone said
meantime,
streaming
Ty,
was
this is
easy.
so good and scary, and like I genuinely, when you were talking to Delphi, I was getting goosebumps, like
oh yeah.
Oh, I was
in the
I was
best way.
spooked.
I do not
was
like that.
I was feeling
Sound design is very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should be back streaming. So fully back right now. It's stable. I've double checked my Wi-Fi connections as well as the stream element settings. We should be up and running again. But
Yeah, I see us move.
Yay!
Seems good.
Hi, friends.
All right.
You
Hi.
thought you
Get
killed
ready
us
for
the last time.
scary.
Was the closest to a Pika we're getting possibly until the end. But
Until the end. Hold on.
yeah. Oh,
sorry about that.
So
Sorry about that, guys. But
Nope.
you can also say thank you to Dan for doing a great job at doing all of our tech
Thank
issues.
you, Dan.
because,
Thank
um,
Shout out to Dan.
Oh.
He's learned all of this in just a few months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kick it
Yeah.
ass.
So thank him a
I
lot
also
for
love
helping
that-
me with this. So
Everything is so scary, and then I'm just picturing baby gingerbread man, and I'm like, oh, it's okay.
It's
So
true.
no.
That's
little
true.
angy gingerbread man.
We gotta go back to baby gingerbread man.
He's so
in
cute and little.
danger.
Okay, we
He's
should.
only 6 feet
should
tall
be
back
good.
then.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to jump back in if we see anything happen. We'll just keep working through it, and I'll let our audience know now that if we keep having a bunch of issues, we'll just pause for the night. big deal. We're not going to make you sit through them, but I think we're probably going to connect because usually Dan gets it fixed pretty good. So I'm going to say we're probably okay. But anyway, we'll jump right back into the scares.
Oh,
Hold
hold
up,
on.
hold
He's
up.
frozen.
Yeah, no, hold
Right
on.
as I said it. Right as I... Oh, no.
Don't look. Just don't talk about the stream. She's a wild beast. She gets frightened.
He gets
You have to
frightened.
go into it with confidence.
Don't spook her.
Maddie, have I sent you that meme where it's like sewing machines and something else are like
They can
bits of
smell
horses?
fear. Yeah.
Because Maddie,
Just,
I
like,
think
naming
you
all the
told
different
me that
types
as
of
advice.
horses.
Like when I said I was gonna start sewing, you like gave me that as advice,
Yeah.
and I love that.
I'm so afraid of my machine.
Okay.
Looks like we're still up. We haven't gone offline, and it looks like we're moving.
Moving to me.
Should be.
Yeah. While we're
Moon says it's
still
back.
moving. Yeah, this is something that we're working with friends. If it continues to happen, we will postpone, but we're gonna try for a little bit longer. So it's not you guys on your end, it's the spooky ghosts messing with the connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
The paranormal has their own
I'm not
gonna-
OGL
I'm
and
not
they're
gonna
really
say
strict
another
about
word.
their content. So they're flagging us. Can you believe that?
How dare they? Oh, you know what? We'll switch it up real quick. We'll go to Misfit, considering it seems to get really mad if I talk to you, Dan. So we'll come back.
Okay, that's fair.
Dan, did
so
you
Misfit.
break the paranormal OGL
Listen.
again?
Yeah,
We went over
God.
this.
it's an open ghost license. Don't you know that?
So good.
I love you, open ghost license.
Misfit. So we'll get back into the spooks here. Misfit had our highest perception roll for this, which means she will see all.
Way to go.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's a punishment.
For beginnings back into consciousness, or what feels like it at least. You're in that wooden space, like everybody else had found themselves in, and you are alone. The one thing that's different for your space than anybody else's, there's a fancy, velvet-lined chair, like an armchair that you would find in the living room. Sitting in it, it's your deceased husband.
Is he
He reaches for
pre-deceased
you.
or post-disease?
It's an important question.
Not
Like, am I walking up on his, like, his undemise,
No.
like...
Is he deceased or
No.
is he ceased?
Someone clip that right now.
Tell me he's
Yeah,
ceased.
flip it. But no, he reaches out to you. He can't quite reach you to take your hand, but you can see that he's holding one to you, and he just says, "My dear, dear, I've missed you. I'm doing so good. Makes me wonder if I should have been gone sooner. You're thriving without me, even if I miss you. You don't need me. I need you. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up." And it begins to no longer sound like him as the sound. You hear "wake up." And you blink hard for a second, blinking back the tears. And you open it. You're in a weird, completely dark log cabin. Standing directly in front of you is a dark, sludgy creature. Glowing yellow eyes. It's going, "Wake up, wake 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 up." And you also see, as you close your eyes again, it looks to be a large, deer-like creature, and as you look at it closer, you can see arms, human shapes, growing from it.
Wendigo?
No, worse.
I am delighted to inform you.
I'm
far
so happy
worse.
to tell you. And that is the last thing you are able to see. I'll go back to Dan. We'll see if things are
It's
happy.
yucky.
We'll see if the open ghost license is happy. Um,
Signed it, I swear.
So, you, after having the same thoughts of some things with, I don't know who heard this, but who had been seeing things of your childhood, you've been getting flashbacks to when you first began having your urges, and the weird, like, hungers and patterns that were coming out that did just not seem normal, and no matter who you seemed to talk to, you never really fully brought up the subject, but anybody you seemed to even drop hints at just did not seem to understand, and it bothered you. Made you feel more like you could not figure out what was going on. Did you feel something drip on your face as you open your eyes coming out of your memories? Look up to the ceiling. See the same sludgy woman hanging from the ceiling. Before she gently drops down, she slithers over to you, puts a gentle hand on your crusty little cheek. Just goes,
Bad
"What
touch,
makes
bad
you
touch.
different? What makes you different from me? You both consume both hunger. See." And as you all begin to wake up, you're not once again where you thought you would be, but you can see your companions now. You are all standing in that forest clearing together. In a space that still does not seem correct. Colors weirdly faded out, things seem oddly greenish tinted. You're at least together.
Delphi
stop, this is so
immediately.
good.
Yeah, Delphi goes straight
Pulls
over
her-
and grabs Maura and just kind of like
I bear
pulls
hug you.
into you.
Yeah, Dahlia pulls out a dagger from her garter holster.
Hell yeah.
I start to just kind of do this with my hands.
I think
at
Chrissy.
myself.
I think Croustillant just sounds. At least I taste good. What? What?
What?
Pourquoi?
okay?
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi?
Yes. Why?
Huh?
You
May-
good?
Dahlia, do
I.
you-
I
Why
don't
are
think
we out
any
here?
of this is good.
girls?
Can I make a perception to like take a glance around?
Yes, you may.
Cool.
I'm just
Let me
holding
pull
Delphi and
up.
petting her hair. Like,
I will be
Crap.
in and out of
13.
chat. I will be in and out of chat because I need to pull back and forth between a few sheets. But I will keeping track of chat should you give anything to anybody. But you guys can also keep an eye out if you see
Yeah.
somebody gives you something.
Hey.
Yes, also, if you guys keep an
Great.
eye on chat and you see that somebody asks a question or anything like that, just yell at me. Because, like I said, I'm going to be in and out. But anyway, with a 13, one thing that you notice this time, even though it is the same space that you had just been in, was weirdly real this time. You can reach out and you can touch the trees and they don't feel like they're going to fade on you. You can hear animals this time. It's not completely silent.
Like, lets her guard down a little bit. She's great.
I want to kind of like pull Delphi back to like look at her and be like, "You okay, kiddo?"
I think I am, but what just happened to, I'm assuming all of us isn't good. It's not a good sign.
No, this is definitely not a good sign. I think whatever's here, we've really pissed off.
Baba Yaga.
That makes
gotta
two of
be.
us.
What? How did she present herself to you? Did you see her?
Big, sludgy, inky, gross.
No,
Oh yes.
barely saw anything real.
She didn't have the balls.
I saw her. Ugh. Dreadful sight.
At least we're all dressed warm enough.
Dahlia pulls her like coat closer to her, not because it's cold, but because she's freaked out.
Yeah, who wouldn't? What is a coat if not a blankie?
Comfort blankie.
I'll
think it's
give
a
you
blankie.
something to feel better about, but every time somebody tells me, like, the whole, like, because you're freaked out or this or that, it immediately makes me think of this old TikTok of somebody zooming in on their mom in the background looking, like, horrified at this TikTok filter that's on their child's face, and they zoom in on the mom and it switches, and you watch her just go, so good.
I think
So, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Croustillant probably just gets up, wipes off some of the snow,
It's a
and then
flash a baby hand that we're out of the extra spooks for a short bit.
looks around. Can I make any type of check to like determine if there's like a path that leads to where we are, or are we just right in the middle of this forest clearing and have no idea?
You can choose between an investigation or a perception. I'm going to let you choose just because you're actively looking for something. So if one is better than the other, I do not mind if you use it.
We'll choose that investigation. That was such a low roll, but
Oh,
I got
no.
I got an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
One thing I can tell you is you can see what look like maybe a few paths coming off, nothing that seems to immediately lead to you. But one big thing that you can easily see even with an 11 is that as you look down on the ground, you're kind of standing in like a ring of rocks that seems to be like a marked place, you know?
And there's no
The damn
visible
Fae.
no visible sign of the lodge or anything.
No. There's just trees stretched in every which direction.
I shout to the group. I say, "We are lost." Yeah.
Did we happen to bring those books with us? I would rather look to look at that map.
Scour through my pockets.
I didn't bring them.
I will-
I needed to.
I don't believe
You
we
put them in
said
your bag.
I don't believe we said anything, but I will be a nice DM and say if you would like them, you may have them.
Well, didn't you guys have
Have a
that
book,
guy draw out a map of something for you?
Oh, did you? Yes, did she like starts patting herself down
I like to think you
frantically?
have exactly like that.
I look through with my mage hand. I look through with my mage hand to just try to grab.
Sort of Macarena-esque, yeah.
I just started doing the Macarena.
Ham boning. Anyway, continue, Gingerbread.
Sorry, Dan.
I mean, I pull out that mountain guide and
We're
I
trying to cope.
start looking through, and I just say, "Okay, who knows how to read the map?"
Finds it and holds it and just, like holds it up next to the map that Crucian is holding, and is trying to like figure out if we can figure out on the map where we are from our little map.
So this is going to be the roll that everybody hates, but I'm going to need a nature check. You may both make one by yourselves, or if somebody would like to offer the assist action, you may also do that.
Misfits, what's yours?
Anything?
Mine's +0.
Anything? Oh, I got a +2 in nature. What?
I cast guidance on you. I
that's
cast
pretty
guidance on
good.
you.
I have a guy.
I'm gonna give you the help action.
Okay.
So
that
add
gives
a
me
a
Oh,
D4
God.
to it as well. I
Okay,
casted
cool.
guidance on you.
With advantage.
dope. Let's go. With advantage? You said?
That's- I mean, I'm
Crucian
helping.
is
He's doing
giving
the
the
help
help
action.
action.
Okay. So that, let me get my calculator. I'm sorry. I are bad at math.
Never
Valid.
apologize. This imagination game is forcing us to do math.
You'd think by now I would be better at math.
I still
like-
count on my fingers off screen most of the time.
It's
We're
spicy
with
Yahtzee.
giant 20.
And now let me roll my d4. Although I don't think I'm going to need it, but let's go. That's a 4. Hell yeah.
Eh.
20! Dirty 20!
Hey.
Nice.
Okay. I'm
The
going to
only
give you
20 ever
something-
rolled for a nature check.
Right.
Document this shit.
Okay, well, I will give you something good because not only is it a dirty 20, but also nature check. Most people don't do so great, like Ellie said on that. So you're gonna get some good things, which is you are able to pinpoint roughly where you think you are. Primarily thanks to a little circle that appears to be drawn on the map that you had gotten from Jacques. So you can see what looks like a little circle. But at first you thought in glancing at it was maybe just like a marker of like here, but like the more you're looking at it, the more you think, oh, I think that's
Like a
it. And I
deliberate
think
circle.
and I think that circle might actually be marking this circle. You get that. Something else that you get from this, though, because you did roll pretty high, even if it was a dirty 20, you still got to a 20. So you won't get as much as you would with like a natural 20, but you're still going to get a fair bit, which is you're beginning to realize things aren't quite matching on your map as they are. Like what you can see around you seems a little different topography-wise than what is on the map. So even though it matches the location, something doesn't seem correct. And mixing that with the information that everything is weirdly gray, the only color that really seems prominent here is like either bright reds or like nasty yellowy greens. You know, you're gathering that something is not correct in this
We're in a
forest.
mirror dimension type deal.
Upside down.
My God, the map would not even help us with this finding the areas.
All right.
I'd like to cast Detect Thoughts, but I want to use it in the way of detecting the thoughts of creatures that I can't see.
Okay, you may have up your detect thoughts. It goes for like 10 minutes, right? Or is yours different?
1
because-
minute.
1 minute, okay.
Yeah, it's a psionic thing.
Let me give...
But, yeah.
Okay, let me...
It's a wisdom save of 16, if you want.
Oh, okay. You don't initially pick up on any thoughts, but I'm going to give you something. Especially given I got us started a little late, considering I was baby hand gesturing about red flags. so,
As is necessary.
don't pick up any thoughts, but I'm going to give you a perception check. You may specifically, even though it's not adding anything to the roll, you may specifically, well, actually for you it might being a sorcerer, instead of using, like, roll your roll, this is going to sound crazy, but this is one of the weird things that I'll do for characters like yours that's very specific, like one type of ability. Is instead of using your perception with your eyes, I'm going to let you reach out further with your mind, as in try to delve further.
Cool.
So instead, it is
Okay.
a perception check, but instead of adding what would be your perception modifier, as in like something that would be related to that, sorcerers obviously draw their stuff from charisma, so you're allowed to add your charisma modifier because that's
Ooh.
probably
Ooh.
higher.
Yes it is.
I know that's a weird thing, in which makes it not exactly perception, but that's what we're using.
No,
it
that's
as.
a cool
So-
difference, though.
It's so cool, though.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Okay. That's 19?
That's good. That's good.
Ooh.
That's good.
You don't pick up on any thoughts, but you get a weird flash in your head, which hear what sounds like it's like a whole tree. You know, like the entire, like, not just a branch, but like the entirety of a tree. You feel like you almost hear it creaking far off in the distance. You see a flash of something massive that seems to duck behind it, out of view, which doesn't make sense because it's a creature larger than that tree, but somehow it vanishes behind it. Suddenly,
Totoro.
back. You don't detect a specific thought, but you got a very good perception on reaching with your mind further, so.
Somewhere around here. It's conscious.
What is?
Something big, something massive. Feel it.
I have a question. Now, this is one of those like weird DM rulings.
Mm-hmm.
We're technically in like low light, right? You would consider this low light? Is there any sunlight?
Think about
Is
like
there
an overcast.
shadows?
Think about like an overcast day mixed with the fact that
Okay.
this is pretty heavily treed. So there is some light trickling through, but it's muted. So if there's something particular to low light that you would like to use, even if not exactly low light, I will let you use it.
It's like all the Twilight movies.
Also, I'm
Um,
not trying to like freak you guys out, but just remember, like, if I'm telling you things that I'm gonna let you do, even if it doesn't make sense, it's just because something's gonna happen. So
Fair.
just warning you now.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
I
my,
sure hope it does.
my idea is to use the cloak of the bat and transform myself into a bat because that's what it does, and fly around to see what I can see.
Oh, that's
are
right.
welcome to do that. I don't know if you have a time limit on how long you can be a bat, because most magical items, even with a time limit, still pretty long. But
Yeah, I think it's until I either end up in a direct line of light or there is no wait limit or time limit.
Mhm.
It's until I end up in a direct line of light or I choose to transform back.
I will tell you now that you're not going to hit a direct line of light, even with it not really being low light here. You're not going to hit a direct line, given it's heavily treed, and also everything with the weird grayness almost feels like an overcast day, you know, even though it seems unnatural grayness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just like Dahlia creeps back a lot, and then she like turns herself around so you can't see her, and she like opens up her jacket, which looked like a normal, beautifully silhouetted jacket, and then reveals all this like dark red and black beading that looks like spider webs, and you just see her like transform into a large fruit bat and just takes off.
It's a baby.
I like to think you're a
Fruit
tiny
bat.
little teal, too.
Yeah,
You know, like
like
the ends of your wings are fading teal.
Like that kind of peacock illusion. Like it's not
Yeah.
getting
like
green.
iridescent-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like hummingbird.
Mon Dieu, she can fly.
Yeah, I can fly at a 40-foot speed.
That's
Okay,
fast.
They are super
given
fast.
given we are
She's
not
fast.
in an initiative order,
Okay.
you're not so confined. That basically means that you can go 40 feet in what would be a route, but because you're not confined by someone going right after you or before you or things, you're basically allowed to say, I want to search for this long kind of deal, you know?
Okay.
So I'll let you
gonna-
fly around, but how long would you like? Let's start with that.
I would say like 10 minutes or so.
Okay, then go ahead and give me, we're going to start some perception checks. I'll let you do perception or investigation because you are actively looking. So
My
it's
perception's
more-
way higher than my investigation.
Okay, then we'll do perception. We're going to do a few of these just because we're going for 10 minutes. So go ahead and give me
Okey-dokey.
one perception. And as we come across things, we'll kind of do some description things, give you some info if you have gained it, and then we'll go for all that stuff.
22 for my first roll.
Hell
Alright.
yeah.
So as you're taking off
Wow.
in your
Okay.
first direction of 40 feet, I'm going to say with
The
this first
bitch is
round,
there!
Yeah, I'm going to say with this first round, you're probably going to make it about, between 100 to 120 feet, considering we're not going per the 6-second round thing right now.
Mhm.
So you're able to take off, and first thing that you notice within the tree line as you're flying is you see certain trees that seem to have carvings in them, some others that seem to have things hanging from them, all of which don't
Which-
seem quite normal. You also notice the further you go, the tree line doesn't really seem to change, like obviously like more trees show up and this and that, but it doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to getting out of the forest. Go ahead
You
and
can
give me
find a
one more.
guy facing a corner and floating slightly.
Right? Ugh.
I will tell you this. I did take a movie inspiration for this because you all are guessing Blair Witch and so is the chat. I will tell you now that is not it.
Oh, crap.
Really?
Ooh. I actually
That is a
don't
total-
know.
As I told you, once we get to a certain point of this, I'll tell you where the inspo came from. So.
Because Blair Witch wasn't very wet. And
Is it from the
very wet.
ritual?
No, it's just. Well, no,
Oh,
it's just
ritual's
this,
good.
It's just this episode, like not the whole overarching thing. But.
Oh, okay. So my second one is a
Stop it.
21.
21. All right, you're still going strong. You know, you're still seeing all the things with those little bat eyes, with those little glowing bat eyes. Because I like to think that they look exactly like your normal eyes, just fat
It's
and
like-
tiny. Yeah.
Fuchsia pink.
Yes.
I couldn't decide on what eye color to give her, so it's pink.
Yeah. And as you're flying around with those little bat wings, you begin making like a loop of sorts, where you've gone out far and you're kind of making like a big roundabout of the area in which the party is in. You may choose if you want to veer off from that, but I figured you can at least.
I was
start
just
that way.
gonna do like a big circle and.
Okay,
like,
yeah, that's what I thought you wanted. So,
Yeah.
but and you're also now noticing that some of the trees are like weirdly growing, you know, like they'll be going straight up before suddenly something seems to jut off in a way that it's not supposed to grow.
Tim
see
Burton
weird
shit.
Not
mushrooms.
natural.
I
You can
don't
see weird
like
mushrooms that are growing off of things that seem weirdly like they're glowing.
Oh, cool.
And the last thing that you
That's
see,
fun.
because you've had 2 good perceptions in a row, is we're probably gonna do 2 more perceptions just so that you know before you make it back, given you're doing one big ol'
Circle.
100-foot circle around. Yeah.
Weep.
But the last thing that you notice is weirdly like it looks to be like the shape of figures, but like they're fully foliage, standing still.
Is it like that scene in
don't like
Annihilation where it's like the flower people, kind of?
Actually, yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that scene.
So
All
I hate
spooky.
this, but I love that scene. You know, and it's not me.
Give me
Keyword.
one more perception, please.
11?
We will. 11.
Yeah.
Trees.
You
That's so
don't
great.
see too much other than what you've already been picking up on, and weirdly, this area now that you're looping through doesn't seem to have as much. But you're not sure if you're just not seeing it or if it just doesn't actually have as much.
Mm-hmm.
And one more.
One
Then you may
more.
get back to your party.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Okay, that one will do
Ooh.
something. With this one,
Yo.
you're still a fair ways away from your party. You know, like you're making a circle, but it's an oblong circle to the point that you're going to have to turn at some point and come back that 120 feet, which means you're 120 feet away from them at least, you know? But as you are looking around, you can see, you can swear you can see. There's a spot in the trees where they're lined up like this, you know, close to each other, and you can swear that you see something between them.
That is the reason I go back to the party. Fuck that. No.
Just the way that
No.
you moved when you said that, Ty, when you went
You're
like
just like-
this, it was
Yeah,
like
just-
the most perfect,
Oh,
scary,
and you
fluid
roll
movement.
Fair distance
Why are you so
away.
good at bad body movements?
No, Ty,
No.
no.
Reminds me of like when cockatoos will go like.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
okay.
just like, you
They're
should do
allowed. Ty is not.
They're a funky bird.
Or like owls. Why do
Yeah.
owls have to move
It
like
can
that?
also do that weird, like, where you, like, run crawl thing, because there was a point
Oh, I
early
hate
in
a run
doing-
crawl.
There was a point early in doing film things that I thought it might be fun to teach myself how to do some of the creature movements. In case
Like
I
the
ever needed to
backwards
know them.
crab walk
Mhm.
kind of
You're
Yeah.
gonna crab walk down the stairs like in The
No.
Exorcist.
Oh,
Yes. So,
no,
but the last thing that you get with that too is you see something jutting through. You can swear you see like a hand go with it, and you also hear like a cracking sort of noise move with it that you can't
Yeah.
tell if it seems like a nature sound or like something else.
I do not
That's your
like.
last thing before you
You
head
got
back to the party.
scoliosis.
Poor thing needs a back massage, a chiropractor, something.
Ever tried taking fish oil? It's great.
That's me trying to crack my back. Like,
Oh.
Though I did just start taking fish oil. Take that. It's good for you.
I also
Do
Oh,
it.
it's so good for you.
I saw this request quite a while back, so I guess I gotta appease nerd considering I sung their praises earlier by going Godzilla.
Makes me think of the dramatic chipmunk from like
You mean
what
Vex?
15 years
I thought you were
ago.
gonna do
Yes.
the-
Keep
I
an
thought
eye
you were
on
gonna do
our
the Hitchcock
animal.
stare.
Yeah,
Oh
keep
no,
an
it's
eye
it's
on
the,
the
like, up through
animal.
your eyebrows.
Keep an eye on like the pet and animal channel on the Discord because I'm gonna drop something in which Vex looks exactly like that dramatic chipmunk, like, down to the
Exactly
hand
like
motion.
it.
But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go back to your like.
It's just like comes back and like lands next to everyone. It's like, I saw it is whatever that you saw
Are you
with your
still at
brain.
that?
No, she like she
Should get a better
transformed
look.
back. Yeah. To be that I would say so
Or I could look into your head if that doesn't seem too invasive.
I don't mind at all. Because I don't think I could describe the movement that that thing just made.
Of course.
I'm going to peer into her brain.
I'm going to let it happen willingly.
Yeah, it's willing and it's a ability you can already do. So we already have rolled both in the past game and just last session that if you are doing it willingly, you don't actually have to be rolling to see if you can push forward. Because often that push forward is to try to sneak past barriers.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing that you begin seeing flashes of what Dahlia had seen by herself. See the armchair, hear the voice.
Oh,
See the
that
figure.
part.
You also
Sorry.
see the weird flash,
It
a
happened.
large, like hooved creature with like arms growing out of it.
I
For-
hate that.
Seeing what she had just seen flying around, which is the figures, like the carvings, the things hanging from the trees. And you also see the trees. I'm
It's a
going
hip hop
to-
band.
I'm going to offer you as well, because I'm also still trying to make up for
Shut
the
the
first session
fuck
when we
up.
rolled like 2 dice and that was it. Give me a
Okay.
perception check really quick as you're delving through, because you have the ability now to not only look at it, but also almost like do like tape rewind where you can see it in a little more clearly. Possibly
That's a
as
very
you're
freaky
reviewing it.
way to think about that. And I
Rewind
love.
in his brain.
Yeah.
Well, like if you think about it,
Because
though,
that
like,
always goes well
you're
in
able-
movies when you
like,
can do that to
once-
people.
well, like once it's in the brain, it's an image, whereas in the moment of looking at it, you can see what you can see. So that's kind of why
True.
I'm allowing you to do this too.
very
Okay,
cool.
I'll use a green one. Never sure what dice to use. Okay. You said perception or investigation?
Perception, please.
That's a 3.
Okay, you don't see anything. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
other than
that's-
what you already
uh-huh.
could see. Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
It's
Oh, wait,
also
can I use
kind
my
of a
inspiration?
reward.
I forgot I had that.
yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, baby. That landed on top of all of my other dice somehow.
It's meant to be.
Pause for a second. It looks like the stream just went down for me.
Me too.
Oh, I see it too.
It's okay,
Ironically,
Dan.
so that no one has to see my abject failure just now.
It says we're
Hey, Ty.
reconnected.
Okay, good.
Oh,
There we go.
well, we
Oh.
can keep the 3.
Thanks.
No, roll
Yeah.
again. We were frozen.
It
Didn't count.
doesn't
The audience
count.
didn't see it.
It
Roll
was a
again.
secret.
I didn't say the number. Y'all can't undeep fry that footage. Just try.
God.
I don't have to roll again.
Yeah,
I can lie in the
you-
grave that I've made.
You can't see anything other than what you're visually seeing. So,
Okay, yeah. Just trying to be like what she maybe couldn't have described.
yes.
Nothing.
Okay. So,
How do you describe
weird
that?
deer.
Yeah. Weird. Actually, me and my best friend have a running joke called "fucked up deer," and it's where we just send pictures of really messed up looking deer to each other.
With like funky antlers and stuff. Yeah.
Either like weird and messed up but still cute deer, or we'll just send the words "fucked up deer" and you know what's coming. Don't ask me how that started because I don't know, but
Yeah. Bit of a fucked up deer.
Agreed.
Stationary plant people. And
Huh? Weird trees, glowing mushrooms.
definitely I'm sure that's the same thing I saw, but again, it's like you can't conceive of it.
It's
It's like I know what it
moves.
is, but I don't.
It's I just, like look to everybody else. Like, well, it just moved from one tree to the other without help me out. What's the word I'm looking for?
Teleport?
Yeah.
Don't love
Did you-
that.
Did you hear the weird cracking sound that it made as it moved? Were you able to
wait,
hear that?
did perhaps the cracking of that tree that I heard in my like trance sound like the cracking of the creature?
Oh, good question.
It sounded similar.
I heard that sound before.
Sorry. Dan, I have to let you know that your camera just flashed for me only. It wasn't anything going wrong, but it came back onto you going.
It's okay. The music I have playing went to like a little screeching halt when I asked you that, and so I was kind of like,
Oh god.
What if the trees are part of the creature?
You mean this entire bloody forest is part of that creature? Are we standing in its mouth?
Well,
Can I just like
Perhaps
look around?
I'm gonna
Start panicking.
go over to one of the trees and just kind of feel the bark and look around.
perhaps thinking back to the dream of poor Lady Cassandra who got caught. Perhaps this isn't physically what it's supposed to be, but that it's sort of an illusion? A concrete way of presenting itself? Because all of the trees in the dream were repeating.
Like a limbo sort of deal?
Sort of, yeah.
Kind of how it
As if
looked
they're not-
in the air.
As if they were being generated. I don't think the creature is the trees. I think it's just matter.
So this is all an illusion, a very advanced illusion.
So,
Well-
Perhaps.
What I don't get is that everyone that I've talked to has said that the creature only really targets bad people. And we're not bad people, so
No,
why
no,
are we all pulled
Don't
together?
get that in your head. We're not bad
Well,
people.
I don't think it's necessarily bad people, because Cassandra really wasn't that bad.
Well,
She was
sure.
kind of bitch, sure. And kind of stuck up, yeah. But like, I don't feel like she was really bad. Nothing
I don't mean
indicated.
to frighten you, Delphi, but it seems more so like only the people who do get caught really know the extent of the intentions. So
Yeah.
perhaps from everybody else's point of view, it's just unlucky.
so what you're saying is we are trapped in some prison or illusion made by the creature in question, and this creature either is a sludge woman, or perhaps, as you had said, a fucked up deer, that can move between the trees at
I have
any
an
point
idea.
in time. Is that what you're saying?
I have another theory. I'm gonna kind of dig my fingernails into the bark of the tree, like to cast light. If it's not magic,
Ooh.
it should die. If it is, it should hurt.
Oh.
Do that. I don't remember, is blight
Save throw.
or
Yes.
saving
So
throw?
saving throw.
It's con 16, but
No. Why is it doing it again?
So it's not like it's actually.
but
no.
the thing is,
Oh no!
No.
We're not
the first time
offline
got
though.
to
We're
use
just
this spell and not
doesn't
just try to
say-
kill a person.
It's
It
not
looks like
offline. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not
we're just frozen.
not fully offline, but yeah, we should be back by now.
Thanks for everybody for picking up with us.
Thank
Sorry,
you so
issues.
much.
Can't help it, but we have spooky things happening, so just
Got lots
hang
of
out.
spooky things.
You actually, if you joined the stream for spooky things, tonight should be the main ramp up of the spookies. If you haven't been able to tell yet.
Yeah.
So,
It's flooring the
So I
gap.
think
So,
it cut off right when you were
aside-
casted Blight.
okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, spooky or tech issues aside, which are spooky, but tech issues aside, hang out with us if you can, and if not, you can always check the VOD afterwards. I know
Yeah.
it could be a pain in the butt, but things seem to be going okay. But anyway, Esther had done a blight spell on the tree, which to give the rules, if people had not heard them, if we had already gone off, if it is non-magical, it'll just wither. If it is magical, other things will happen. So I rolled a 10 on this save, which, you know, it doesn't matter how much damage you would need to roll or not, because Blight's a big spell. It's going to do something regardless. Even at full damage, even at half damage, you know, so like it's getting the full damage with a 10. But you weirdly hear, though, you hear this first before you see anything. Cast Blight on this tree, and you're touching it. Begin to hear a faint and as you're pulling your hand away, instead of seeing the tree become blackened, you could almost feel like a heartbeat coming from it as it begins to have red and green spiral through it. But I will tell you, the one thing that you gather out of this, it is not spreading like it would through a living person. You are just gathering something about this tree is not natural, and that there do seem to be, shall we say, like a pulse to this forest. Something that is clearly living in a way. Not the
This is not the
natural
fun Pocahontas way either.
If,
Yeah.
if we make it out of here alive with all of that, the lodge, comping our stay. No exceptions.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
It's just still like full anime, like fisheye lens. Like there's a heartbeat in this tree.
Dahlia just like whips her dagger around again and is like, I'm gonna stab something. I'm
Oh,
ready.
what
It's got
if
a
we
heartbeat.
what if we just start walking in the direction? I just don't like us staying put.
Unfortunately, from what I saw, there's trees everywhere. It'll take us hours.
I think if this thing has sensory abilities, it'll probably know where we are regardless. So
Well-
it's more so, where's the best place to take advantage of that?
On
I think it dropped again.
open-
I don't know what's
Opening.
happening. It's still
like tree openings.
I don't know if they can hear me.
Loading
Gangs,
bar.
folks, we got disconnected again.
Oh, like fully disconnected?
Aw, yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I think I need to.
Open ghost laws.
Do we want to just
Damn open ghost.
call it on this cliffhanger for tonight?
This is a good cliffhanger if we're ever going to call it.
There's a short bit further we can get for cliffhanger, and we can go just a little extra long next week if you guys feel like that.
Yeah, I'm open.
I don't
Yeah,
mind
obviously-
going a little
Yeah.
later.
Yeah,
next
I think
time.
we're-
Obviously, if it disconnects and we do nothing, everybody's gonna be like, "What?" But if we get back on, go for
We
just
are
a tick long.
back on
longer.
right
Yeah.
now.
I'll push over.
Okay, got disconnected again. No.
Okay.
God.
Oh, no!
Why does this keep happening? I don't understand. I literally thought I was doing a fix to help it, and it's worse than yesterday.
It's okay, Dan.
Are you running it through the desktop app Stream Elements, or do you
No.
have it in a certain browser?
No, it's its full program application. I think it's something to have to do with the internet. I just.
Twisting.
Okay, we should be reconnected right
Are you-
back now. But,
Okay.
Are you
Well-
hardlined in?
I.
Or are you using
It's-
just Wi-Fi?
It's using Wi-Fi, but it's never had this issue before. That's the thing.
So it looks like we're back on for the moment. If we want to
Okay,
let
cool.
the audience know what's up.
Yeah. So for our audience, what we are going to do, we're going to go just a little bit longer. We're going to see if it seems to suddenly be happy. Cool, but if it seems like it's getting a little angry, we're gonna go for a little longer just to get you guys to a good cliffhanger, and we'll just end a little early this week, and then we'll just go a little extra long next week. If we do it that way, which is the likely case, we will go ahead. I'll think of some type of giveaway that we can do next week for you guys, so that if you're sticking with us for longer, you got
Yeah.
something at least you'll get out of it, you know. Yeah. But that's likely our things that we'll probably wrap a little early tonight after getting to a cliffhanger. So I'm gonna go ahead. Not so much railroad you, but give you little quicker things to
Guide
get to a
us.
certain point. Yes. So on your fly through, Misfit, what you did notice is off in the distance, it almost looked like there was a house out there.
Okay, so I like that is something that I will absolutely relay and be like, it's that direction, and hope that I'm pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll say you can. You did the
Sure.
flyby, so
It's that way. So I don't know if we want to go towards the creepy house, but it is definitely that way, and there is definitely a creepy house there, and you know, maybe they have something. Although with the vision that I had before I woke up in this weird opening, I was in said. I guess I'm assuming it was that house. I don't know. Sorry,
wanted to
we bit
Trap, I
nervous.
think it's possibly our best bet right now.
I got some
Got
shit
no
to
other
settle.
landmarks.
I mean, it got disconnected again. I don't know what's happening.
Really?
It should be stable right now, but
Okay.
it just keeps moving onto this thing of like disconnecting, getting stable. Like, I don't know.
You have so I had this issue like not that long ago. I don't know what internet provider you had, but my Wi-Fi got stuck in an error loop and it would disconnect and reconnect every 10 minutes. And it's a really easy thing to fix. But it's just that is something that weirdly happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely look into that. We are back right now, though. So right
Yeah,
now,
let's go back up.
yeah.
okay.
Trying.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead then and give us our cliffhanger. I mean, we've already been going for an hour and 40 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not like we've been going slow. So we're gonna push forward a little bit. They had seen a house. They're not at the house yet, but begin hearing something making itself known behind you. And you hear, it sounds like hooves, but they are loud. It's a large
Hooves.
creature.
Mm-mm.
You can hear almost what sounds like, the trunks of trees as if they are cracking. And as you look off the opposite direction of the house, as you look off in this direction, you can see the trees are beginning to split themselves. In an area that was very densely wooded, you see them begin to into the side and regrow themselves sideways to make space for something. As they part like the Red Sea almost, as they begin to split and part, see large creature. Definitely of large size, possibly even gigantic. It is very, very big. At first glance, it almost looks like you're looking at maybe like a large bison or a large moose with the stature, as it stands a little lower in the back, a little higher in the front on all fours with a hump. However, as you're looking at it closer, and I'm going to give you all of this, I'm not going to make you roll a perception on this, I'm going to give you all of this, you begin to see what looks like little humps of spine coming out the back. You can see what look like antlers on the head, and as you look closer, you can see that they are human arms and hands. From the front, you can see what looks like its face, and as you look closer, you can see it's a homage of different faces shoved together. And as the mouth
Recognize any of the faces?
do not. As its mouth
Thank God.
opens, as its mouth opens, almost like mandibles, you can see two arms that unfold. As it opens, and you can see a tongue flop out. And you can just hear a faint, "Have fun, my pet."
That's what we'll go ahead and wrap up because we were having.
No.
Are you sure this isn't the ritual?
This sounds like
That's what this episode was inspired for.
Oh,
Okay, I was like,
damn.
that is that monster. That's so good.
I'm in
Oy.
danger.
Fucking
We're in
shit, Scoob.
danger.
You're in danger. But yeah, so like I said, if you guys
I'm in danger.
hang
Pinkies
on a moment,
Christ.
we are wrapping a little early just due to some tech issues, just because it seems to go good for a while and then it gets mad, and then it goes for a while and then it gets mad. So we're just gonna
I
have
will
a
have
slightly
it solved.
extra-
I promise.
Yes,
We
so
have
I will have
the
a
utmost
slightly,
faith in you, Dan.
we'll have a slightly longer episode next week. Not too much longer. Maybe instead of like a 3-hour, we'll go like 4-ish. You know, we'll make it work. We'll do what we can. We're
Yeah.
gonna start next week on a battle.
Oy.
Ah, oh boy.
Yeah. And
I got
next
some
week
shit to
also-
take out on
the
this thing.
fucked up deer.
And next week, also
Oh.
to make up for the fact that we are ending a little early this week, I will go ahead and do a second giveaway because I actually do have a very pretty set of our Starburst, like, where are they? Like the iridescent
Starburst.
glass ones, but they're
Oh,
like little
yeah.
icon mark pattern.
Yeah.
I have a set of those, so I will make up a little box that matches them, and we'll do that as a giveaway next week, just because they'll be
Cool.
perfect, a little longer. So that's what we will do next week. So tune in to see what this cliffhanger is. This is quite the fun monster encounter.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
never
it's
in my life
fun.
heard of like antlers made of
Ugh.
hands, and
Yeah.
I hate that so
Have you
much.
seen the
I
ritual?
love it.
I want to make that.
You need to look up the monster from the ritual because this is exactly
There
what
is.
Yeah.
I can also
picturing.
tell you next week. There are going to be some more twists and turns. I'm going to give you guys that, both to look forward to, but also just for our audience to look forward to, that things are not quite what they appear, even though it seems very straightforward right now.
It
Oh,
does.
ew, yeah, it is similar.
This
I
is
mean, it's not
straightforward.
exactly the same, but ew.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Oy.
Oh, wait, is this a...
So,
Oh.
now we have 2 giveaways next week. We have one on Thursday or Tuesday for Theros that is Deo themed, and now we'll have
Yes.
one also on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We'll
Hell
either
yeah.
be doing the dice with a set of box, or I'll print like a little like dice tower that'll come.
Did you say with the side of box?
The side of box.
With the side of
Instead of a la
I'd like
carte.
the box on the side, please.
I need a box with a box on the side, and I need it all in a box.
I went ahead and I linked the Discord in the chat. That's where you're going to get all of your updates about stream stuff for the most part, along with our socials that are all below us. Thanks
them
for
out.
hanging with us tonight, y'all.
Yes, thank you all
you
so
for
much.
hanging.
I apologize
hope-
for all the tech issues and
Good.
everything. But
It
they will
happens.
be resolved in the future. We also appreciate all the dope subs. Those subs, by the way, if you can look down below, we're 7 away from our Shield Maiden sub goal, which is a homebrew homebrew subclass designed by the D&D wannabe Rob himself. It is a fighter-focused subclass. We're 7 away, so tune into the streams, drop some subs, and that'll be available at the Discord that Maddie had mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll link it again.
Yay.
And if you
But
don't
we'll see
hear it
y'all
anywhere
soon.
else this week, we love you.
We love you.
We love you
Bye.
all.
Ah.
Good night, guys.
Good
I'm
night.
so
Don't be too
afraid of this
scared.
thing.
Oh, I'm afraid. Why?
Ah.
Laura, bye. Laura, good
Don't
night.
look it up.
Look